All right, so today is one of those days where like you gotta pinch yourself because I can't believe that like this is my life and that I get to make a living doing things like this, and not just make a living but also have a whole team to support this. So it's really exciting. So a couple of times a year, fabric companies will reach out to me because I'm also a pattern designer and say things like, hey Stephanie, we have this new collection coming out. Will any of your patterns work to help support it and help sell the fabric? And it's always very exciting when FreeSpirit reaches out and I get to do some work with them. So when was it? It was definitely last year. They reached out and said that Kaffe was coming out with Prism, which is this really, really cool rainbow collection. And we do a lot of rainbows here, so I think that's why they thought of us for that. And so we picked 4 patterns that use each of the pre-cuts, so that way they could have a nice little sales sheet to send out to their people and help sell the fabric across the world. And I actually have fabric in hand to make it. So we pre-sold these last fall, and if you pre-ordered, they're finally here. And we're going to be shipping those out to you. We've had the backgrounds cut and packed for a while, but the pre-cuts took a little bit longer. Everything is taking longer because of COVID. I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about it to speed it up. But the good news is that these are going to be in stock for 2 years. So a lot of times when fabric companies come out with fabric, it's a one and done deal. If you miss out, too bad, so sad. But these are going to be considered basics for Kaffe Facet to mix and match with all of the others that they put out throughout the year. And so these are going to stick around for a little while longer. So I think we're not going to do pre-orders for these because it's just been a little crazy with when fabric is arriving because of worldwide shipping delays because of the pandemic. So what we will do is, if it is sold out, go ahead and join the wait list, and once we have enough on there, we'll put in an order for more. But we do have more available to send you right now. So if you missed out and you love these, you can go order right now. But if you miss and it's sold out, just join that wait list and we'll bring some more in later, and you'll just have to grab them then. We have video tutorials for every single one of these quilts, so make sure you check that out over at shop.quiltaddictsnovice.com. You're just going to search for the original pattern and then also go check it out. And I think we're actually going to do a new one on Hugs and Kisses because that one is actually only over on our blog over at quiltaddictsnovice.com. We'll probably do something where we're showing you how to work with that and do it with charm packs instead. So we'll do a new one of that. I just decided here on the video, but there is one existing already if you want to see it with fat quarters. Okay, so let's take a look at the fabric first, and then we're going to take a peek at the different quilts that we made up with it, and you guys can go grab those at home. All right, so I'm just going to dig into my fat quarter bundle here, and we're gonna take a look at the fabrics there so you can see them and appreciate the full rainbow that is in this collection. We also just have pre-cuts of this as well if you just want to grab the pre-cuts and you like the way that looked, but you don't want to do any of the kits, so that's an option for you as well. All right, so that's just super pretty. It just makes a big rainbow. I think we'll just show you the rainbow as it is collected here. So you can just see how beautiful this rainbow is. We start off with the reds, go into some pretty oranges and some nice mustardy yellows. Then we have the greens, the blues, and then the purples. And of course, Kaffe doesn't ever do one color. The Kaffe Facet Collective really likes to mix and match. It's actually 3 designers that work together, and then it's all colored by one person. And so it looks really, really fabulous when it all comes together. And again, this is meant to mix and match with all your Kaffe. So if you're a Kaffe collector, all Kaffe goes with all Kaffe. It's like all batiks go with all batiks. You really cannot go wrong with adding this to it. So what we're making with the fat quarter bundle, if you want to get the kit, is garden plot. Now this pattern is available in my book, Fat Quarter Workshop, and it is simple and fast because we strip piece almost all of it. We just did a video because we also did this in my fabric collection Nocturne, but we're going to actually link to the original one because you don't really need a fussy cut with this one. It's one of those where you can really show off the prints big, but it really doesn't matter if you fussy cut unless you have something really specific like that owl. And for the background of this was kind of the challenging part for me as a designer, was figuring out what backgrounds would work that would really show off everything. So they kind of have things in mind. They don't limit you in terms of like, you know, what you can do or not, but they do have, you know, these are the backgrounds that you can use to go with this, because they have very specific ideas about that. So the Kaffe shot cottons were what I needed to use to go with it. So this one is so pretty. The camera probably doesn't do it justice. It's called Shadow. It is a woven fabric, which means there's a warp and weft to it. And one way is going with a very like deep teal, and then the other way is going with a very deep purple. And so it is really gorgeous, and it kind of almost looks iridescent as you move it around. It is just so pretty, and it really contrasts well with all of the prints that are in here, because they're all going to pop against this, because these are all very bright. Now there's 20 in the bundle, and there's 16 that are used in the quilt. So you could always pick out some of these that are like really deep colors and not use those if you really wanted to pop, because obviously some of these, I mean, there's a lot of color in this, but like this one doesn't have as much color, so maybe you might want to skip one of those. But you know, it's definitely to your preference. And then you got 4 left over for your Kaffe stash. So that one's garden plot, super simple, strip piece the whole way. And of course we also have the fat quarter bundles that you can purchase separately, and you can grab that over at shop.quiltaddictsanonymous.com. So we're making some samples that they'll be using as part of their marketing, and then we'll show them to you too on another video when we get them done. But they also sent over some really, really pretty backing. Now FreeSpirit's backing is almost like on a sateen. It is 108 inches wide, and it is really, really like slick feeling. It's very soft, and it usually is like the same print that you see in a fat quarter, but like blown up. So if we don't typically carry, we've never carried 108 inch wide backings before, but if that's something that you would like to get and you would like us to carry it in some modern designs, because I know sometimes it's hard to find modern 108 inch wide backing, and sometimes it's hard to find like 9 yards of something to do a king size quilt back. So give me a comment below if that's something that you would be interested in, and we'll start to look at getting some 108 inch wide backs in for some of your favorite modern designers. Next up, we redid Refraction using the Prism, and this was one of the first patterns I ever designed, and it is so pretty. I just love the way it looks, especially with the sunflower, because it really contrasts nicely with all the prints, even those yellows, because we're going to use them in the center of the quilt. It really works really well. So what you're going to do is you're just going to strip piece these kind of in order. So you're going to do your sets of 3. So you should definitely check out the video tutorial as you're planning this, but if you end it with your purples on the outside, then it is going to look absolutely fantastic against your yellow background. It'll be really bright, really bold. I mean, a lot of times we design with white backgrounds here because I know that that's appealing to the masses, but when you do Kaffe, you gotta go bold. There is no halfway in Kaffe. You gotta be all in with both feet and really go bold with the color. So this one's super fun. I've done it in a day when I was on super tight deadline for a quilt market, putting this quilt together, because it's from a strip roll, so you don't have to do hardly any of the cutting. But my aunt did it in a weekend. She's not as crazy as I am when it comes to sewing, but she's definitely capable of doing it. This could totally be a weekend quilt. That background has no Y seams whatsoever. We put it together on the diagonal seam, so that way you don't have to worry about that at all. And then you can really have some fun with the quilting of this in the borders or in the background. So I know my quilter is very excited to have some fun with this quilt. Next up, we have retro tiles. Now, I've done this one a couple of times. I've done it in a batik to start with, and then I did it last Christmas in a Christmas line, and now we're gonna do it in Kaffe, and it's gonna be really fun. And this is one too where you are gonna need everything to go in there. The background for this one is the camellia, so it is gonna be kind of close for some of them, but you're gonna be able to make that work, and it'll be super pretty, super gorgeous, and you're gonna have a lot of fun with that. All right, now those last 2 backgrounds for the wovens were just woven with 1 color. This one is woven with 2 colors again, so we have this nice like charcoal black along with a plum, so it creates that textured look to it, which is really kind of fun, especially when we're going to pair it with all of these fun colors. Now the binding is that camellia again, but it just looks really, really cute. So this one is Hugs and Kisses. This one is also available in my book, Fat Quarter Workshop, but the sizing works to where you can use it with charm packs as well. So this is a really fun one to just really show off those prints. And we did organize them by color, but you certainly could mix and match if you wanted to as well. But these are just super fun, super cute, and I can't wait to see my team making them up. It'll be really adorable to be able to see all these again reimagined in a different way, because that's the best part of doing a pattern, is getting to see it not just in your original fabrics, but getting them remade again and again and again in different fabrics, both by you guys and also when we reimagine them for different collections like this. All right, so I'm going to get these ready for my team to start sewing them up. Again, if you pre-ordered, you should have a shipping notification by the time this video is out, so check your email. If you did not, we ordered extra, so you are going to be able to get some. You can get some kits, and then we also have some extra pre-cuts available as well. And if you get to this and they are sold out already, join the wait list, because we're going to be bringing these back, because they are going to be supporting this and reprinting this collection for about 2 years. And so we'll keep it in stock as long as you guys still have interest in it. So go check that out over at shop.quiltaddictsanonymous.com. And until next time, happy quilting. Wearing underwear for the first time in like a year, maybe 2. It ain't where it should be.